Euroleague anthem. So high fives exchanged between the respective starting fives. And so all of the paraphernalia will be removed from the court, leaving just the players, the officials and the basketball as we prepare to contest the opening tip here at the Mega Sport Arena in this round 4 face-off between the home team CSKA Moscow and tonight's visitors Crvena Zvezda MTS Belgrade. So an expectant atmosphere here in the Mega Sport Arena. CSKA Moscow look to make it back-to-back home victories to conclude this first double week of the new campaign. So the opening tip is up and it is controlled by CSKA Moscow. Joel Bolomboy getting the crucial tip on the basketball. Buckle up and enjoy the ride. CSKA have the ball on the opening possession in the hands of Shved, who offloaded to Vukman. Quick ball movement sees Lundberg, flat pass to Vukman, who throws a bullet down inside, but that's easy pickings for Nate Walters. Joel Bolomboy trying to pass out of the low post. Nate Walters bagging his first steal of the game, and it's not going to come much easier than that for a man who averages 0.7 steals for his career. David Ovats with a size advantage over Lundberg. Lundberg gambling, trying to get in front. Double team applied in the corner, and the turnover reciprocated. Again, coming on a pass out of the low post. David Ovats with a difficult pass for Walters to deal with. My goodness. Beanball in baseball, a Yorker in cricket. Difficult for the intended receiver to dig that one out. So Lundberg, defended by Walters. Shved near the sideline logo on the opposite side of the court. They go flat down the sideline to Vukman, who drives the lane into Kabanov, who stops at the halo, count the bucket. An aggressive take into the lane results in a high percentage shot from the CSKA Moscow captain, and he'll go to the free throw line looking to add one more. So the foul called on David Ovats. Nikita Kabanov completes the three-point play at CSKA Moscow. First team in the scorer's book here on home court. Rejected by Bolomboy. Austin Hollins attempting the two-pointer. Joel Bolomboy patrolling the lane magnificently. It's his first block of the new campaign, but that is the type of energy he brings to the club. Vukman with the defensive ball. Lundberg drives down the sideline. Walters defending. Vukman inside to Bolomboy, who doesn't look to be a threat. Gives it back to Shved. Now Bolomboy lurking to set a screen. Shved keeps it himself, shoots over Austin Hollins, and that's an air ball from Alexei Shved. Having a tough time from three-point territory so far this campaign. He came into this game 2 of 10. He's made a three-pointer in 19 of his last 20 Euroleague games, as we take a look at that block from Bolomboy. But that streak came to an end in round number 3, where he was 0 of 1 from three-point territory in his 8-point total. But again, all it's going to take, one suspects, from the hand of Alexei Shved is for 1 or 2 to fall, and it could well open the floodgates Remember, in the 2017-18 season, he set that single season record of 107 three-pointers made. 35% three-point shooter for his career. Step through from Austin Hollins is a tough bucket. Sold the pump fake, readjusted magnificently, and Austin Hollins opens the scoring with 2 minutes, 20 seconds gone. 2:15 is probably closer to the mark. Zvezda on the board. Joel Bolomboy with the line drive, one-hander from the high post. 3 points the advantage once again for CSKA Moscow. Tough finish on the inside by Ognjen Kuzmić, who got himself fantastic position. 1 point game now. Into Bolomboy, got a size advantage over Walters, kicked it back out to Vukman, who had it poked away from behind into the hand of Walters. Terrific defense by Crvena Zvezda MTS Belgrade, the #1 defensive team in the Euroleague. Line drive three is off the mark from Nikola Kalinic. His first shot of the basketball game. So Lundberg, motion on the far side of the court. Sved, one-on-one against Hollins. Flat pass. Davidovac got a piece of it. And look at the encouragement coming from his bench, because he has been really active. There's confirmation. Only 4 games in the book already. He's got 4 steals. Averaging 1.5 per game coming into this game, as Walters with the dribble. Off left, ball still loose. Strong defensive rebound by Vukman. You see how he protected it once he got it down to waist height. Spread those elbows out wide so any prying hands have to get through those levers. So Sved, speed advantage against Kalinic. Tipped off the rim by Ognjen Kuzmić. Beautiful bullet pass, finds a streaking Nate Walters, and Crvena Zvezda are doing an outstanding job controlling the tempo, suffocating defense when protecting their own basket and capitalizing, limiting CSKA to 0 offensive rebounds so far. Zvezda have their first lead of the game. So Sved finds Bolomboy, who rocks the rim with a 2-fisted finish. CSKA retake the lead to go up by 1. Walters, Kalinic call will be called for the travel. So Lundberg rotates it to Sved. Vukman sets a screen. Lots of contact off that screen as Austin Hollins trying to climb inside the jersey of Alexei Sved, not giving him any room whatsoever. So we're just beyond the midpoint of this opening quarter. CSKA Moscow with a slender lead. It's 7-6 with just over 5 minutes in the book. So next week, Thursday, sees the game of the week taking place at the Wizink Center as Real Madrid welcome Fenerbahçe Beko Istanbul. The crowd here at the Mega Sports Arena clapping the thunder sticks, trying to provide a positive atmosphere for CSKA Moscow to perform in, and a difficult one for the visiting team. It's CSKA Moscow ball over on the sideline, cutting hard to receive it with 14 on the clock is Shved. Flat pass to Vukman. Vukman looks to the sideline, drives, goes up strong, and that's going to be a foul against Nikola Kalinic. Knees may well have clashed during that coming together in midair there. Oh! Let's hope that Kalinic is okay. Vukman to the free throw line. Perfect 6 out of 6 from the stripe so far this season. His consistency continues. So it remains a 1-point game. CSKA Moscow up by 3, equaling their largest lead of the game after they opened the scoring with a 3-point play from Nikita Kabanov. So Walters handling the basketball, Lundberg shadowing him. Kalinic with an aggressive take, crosses up his man and draws the foul. Terrific handle. Nikita Kabanov saying, well, hold on a minute, I don't think I committed a foul there. The call will stand. Kalinic looking to be really aggressive from the perimeter. 15 points on efficient shooting from all over the floor in the round 3 win over Žalgiris Kaunas. Strong take to the basket by Ognjen Kuzmić, who's just checked into the game. He's got a size advantage over Alexei Shved. Slight size advantage in terms of height, but bulkier athlete as well. Look to put the body on his defender. The perfect 2 of 2 from the stripe. He's 13 points outing in round 3. He extends that trend here to bring his team back to within 1. Well, the way this is shaping up beyond the midpoints of this first quarter, this appears to be Zvezda's type of point output. 9-8 the score. Remember, Zvezda locking down teams to the tune of just 61.7 points per game, while they're averaging 68 points per game offensively. So they like to slow things down, make teams really work to get good looks at the basket. Look how they're extending the defense well beyond the 3-point line. Terrific movements on the inside, though, picking apart the blanket that Zvezda tried to throw over CSKA. They come back quickly. Kalinic has used his dribble, and the double team applied on the basketball left the cutting Luka Mitrovic wide open. Brings his team back to within 1. High shooting percentage being produced by Luka Mitrovic. Shved drives, kicks to the corner. Clyburn all alone. Good look at the basket, couldn't get it to fall. So neither team finding the range from distance, as the high post J is stroked sweetly by Ognjen Kuzmić into the game. And 4 points in pretty quick fashion. He gives his team their second lead of the night. So Clyburn attacking the space. Vukman fakes the 3, drives, kicks to Kabanov, deflected on its way to Hackett, who drives, pass to the corner as he breaches the sideline. What's the call here? Yes, he has. Johannes Vukman stepping out of bounds as he looked to pull the trigger on that corner 3-pointer. CSKA employing good ball movement to try and negate such are the margins on the basketball court. certainly behind the three-point line, but he was over the sideline. Turnover is the result as Ivan Ukov checks into the game for his first shift. So it's Ivanovic handling the basketball, Hackett defending. Ivanovic has it once again, being forced left by CSKA's Hackett. Cutting off the baseline is Dobrich, who drives, goes up with the left and finds the finish. Terrific take to the rack by Ognjen Kuzmić. Perfect from the field and free throw line. 4 points in a row, 6 points in the game. His team lead by 3, their largest advantage of the night. Hackett bumping aggressively down in the low post. Back iron on the three-pointer. Fantastic offensive rebound by Ivan Ukov. They go inside to Kabanov. Nikola Kalinic is saying that's all basketball. The referee says otherwise, and if that's a foul on Kalinic, is that going to be? Yes, it's going to be his second, because remember, he fouled Vukman when he drove to the hoop. So 2 first-quarter fouls picked up by Nikola Kalinic. Crvena Zvezda's leading scorer, averaging 14.3 points per game, and he's not happy about the call that has gone against him. Still pleading his case to Robert Lotomosa. So with 2.5 minutes left, Coach Radonic has little choice but to remove him from the proceedings. It'll be sideline possession for the home team. 14 seconds on the clock. Kalinic still letting his feelings be known over on the sidelines. So Kabanov. Hackett put it down to Clyburn. Clyburn looking to go to work on Lazarevic. Off the feet, last touched by the visiting team. But again, Zvezda taking it all the way down to just 4 seconds remaining on this CSKA possession, giving you an idea of how difficult they make it for teams to get a good look at the basket on their own terms. They find Vukman. He's going to have to pull the trigger. He gets to the lane and finishes strong. Well, that's as high percentage as it gets from Johannes Vukman, who caught the basketball with 4 seconds on the clock at the three-point line and was able to showcase his handle and take it hard to the rack to bring his team back to within 1, ending a run of 6 points without reply. But Ognjen Dobrich continuing to feel it in this first quarter. 8 points in the game. And he's yet to miss 3 of 3 from the field. We take another look at the drive and finish from Johannes Vukman to beat the shot clock that was ticking down. Luka Mitrovic calling for help, none was forthcoming. So just under 2 minutes to go in the quarter. Crvena Zvezda in the penalty. CSKA Moscow with fouls to give. Will Clyburn makes the first, his first points of the game. Perfect pair from Will Clyburn makes it a one-point affair. CSKA Moscow 15, Crvena Zvezda MTS Belgrade 16. So Ivanovic handling. Ukov took a shot to the mouth. Continues to defend and hawk the basketball. Big screen set by Luka Mitrovic. And draining the shot from the perimeter is Nikola Ivanovic. He's had a difficult time from three-point territory. He was 0 of 5 from downtown over the last 2 games. 0 of 7 from the field in round 3, but he's ended that difficult spell to put his team up by 4 with his first three-pointer. Clyburn goes for the jump hook, it's off the mark. First three-pointer made by either side. You have a foul in the open court. CSKA still with fouls to give. So this the largest lead of the game for the visitors, up by 4. Improving on the three-point advantage they held at 11-14 and 13-16. Ivanovic, oh, beautiful cut down the lane from Luka Mitrovic. Wonderful movement off the basketball and hooked up by Nikola Ivanovic. 6 points the advantage now. Hackett has used his dribble. Flat pass to Antonov. Ukov looking for Antonov in a low post. Drives, kicks to Clyburn, into the lane. Pass to nobody in particular, but to an open space. Difficult shot from behind the backboard, but Daniel Hackett calmly connects his first points of the game, snapping that 5-0 run posted by Zvezda, which put them up by 6. CSKA's deficit is now 4. So we've got an 8-second difference between the game clock and end of shot clock and end of quarter clock. As Ivanovic off left, Daniel Hackett with a rebound. He's going to check, see how long is left on the game clock. So too Will Clyburn, who's handling now. Crosses up, uses his dribble, difficult three-pointer attempted. It's off the back iron. So a very good quarter produced by Crvena Zvezda MTS Belgrade. They lead CSKA Moscow by 4. Holding the home team to just 17 first quarter points, 17-21 the score in favor of the visitors. 8 points in just 5 minutes for performance index rating of 9. So full court pressure being applied by CSKA Moscow to begin the second quarter. Crvena Zvezda have the opening possession of this period. 4 points to lead after 10 minutes of play. Even in terms of the battle of the boards, 5 rebounds apiece as the drive from Ivanovic slapped away contemptuously by Joel Bolomboy for his second rejection of the night. Ivanovic trying to carve a route to the bucket. Joel Bolomboy sends it back. So Bolomboy defending the ball handler. Beautiful left-handed hook on the inside, but the finish not found by Luka Mitrovic. So Clyburn working the dribble, spins on Ognjen Kuzmić, setting up to back him down, drawing the foul against the outstanding performer of the first quarter. That's his first. Nice catch on the inside by Will Clyburn. He kicks to Ivanukov, who had a good look at the bucket but was off the mark. Turnover as Marko Simonovic was going the other way, away from the basketball. So Hackett handling, Holland defending. Clyburn receives it in three-point territory, defended by Lazarevic. Bolomboy beyond his shooting range. Wraparound pass is canned by Antonov. The three-pointer, CSKA's first of the game, brings them back to within 1. Antonov's first three-pointer of this new season. 38% three-point shooter for his career. So Ivanovic has used his dribble, trying to thread the needle to Mitrovic. Somehow the ball squeaked through. We have a whistle on the play. Daniel Hackett called for the foul. That's his first. So Ivanovic inbounding. Nice catch by Austin Hollins. Hackett with a hand in the face, literally. Hollins rotates it to Ivanovic. Now Ivanovic will have the edge in mobility. Side step 2 is drilled. My goodness, for a man who was stone cold from the field over the past couple of games, particularly from downtown. Nikola Ivanovic has come out aggressively as Crvena Zvezda, well, they forced another turnover, but the baseline has been breached. Half a shoe size smaller, and I'm sure Luka Mitrovic would have created a turnover. Did he come back down to earth before he released it? So Mitrovic taking a seat on the bench. As Hackett prepares to inbound. Approaching 2 minutes gone in this second quarter. Crvena Zvezda led by as many as 4, 15-19. Excuse me, as many as 6 at 15-21. Closing stages of the first quarter. So Ukov catches as a three-point shooter and connects from the corner, bringing the fans here to their feet as he ties things up at 23 points apiece. Ivan Ukov, now 2 of 4 from downtown in the early stages of this season. 35% three-point shooter for his career, caught as a shooter and made no mistake with the execution. Good look at the basket, concluding with a bucket. CSKA Moscow with a strong start to quarter number 2 to tie things up at 23 points apiece.
Группа поддержки баскетбольного клуба ЦСКА Москва. И все берем трещотки. Мегаспорт. Семья ЦСКА.
So Ognjen Kuzmić, the outstanding performer of quarter number 1, is where he posted all 8 of those points on perfect shooting from the field and free throw line. Joel Bolomboy and Johannes Vukman with 2 rebounds apiece. So too Austin Hollins. Joel Bolomboy with 2 blocks as well, 1 in each quarter. With 2 minutes gone in the second. So Austin Hollins preparing to inbound from the end line. He finds Stefan Lazarevic. It's Ivanovic handling against Dukov. Beats him with the dribble before applying the brakes. Hollins created some room after Hackett got caught up on a screen. Look at Hollins work the baseline. Catches as a shooter on the top of the matchup zone. Is Vukman being crossed up, shaken off. Oh, Austin Hollins with an outstanding individual bucket. His first three-pointer of the game puts Zvezda up by 6. And after both teams shot modestly from three-point territory in the first quarter, as we take another look at the bucket from Hollins. Johannes Vukman is mobile, as big as they come, but even he was put on his heels by that handle. Followed by the release from the hot hand. Austin Hollins moving to 5 points in the game, 1 of 2 from both 3- and 2-point territory. So all of CSKA's points have come in this second quarter have come on 3-pointers. Ognjen Kuzmić called for the foul as Daniel Hackett initiated the contact. Kuzmić called for his first. So Antonov taking a seat on the bench. Alexei Shved back into the game. Nice catch from Will Clyburn. What body control. Then the power dribble out to the corner. Three-pointer off the mark by Ivan Ukov. Nice catch on the inside, and that is meat and drink for Ognjen Kuzmić. 4 points in the game. Fantastic positioning and a wonderful, classic big man move. The turned left-handed jump hook. His team up by 5. So Hackett looking to back down Hollins. Beats him, gets to the goal, can't finish. Fighting for the offensive rebound is Alexei Shved. What an outstanding effort to secure an extra possession for his team. Going up against Marko Simonovic. Coming out on top in that particular duel. Nice move from Hackett, couldn't finish. Shved using his quickness to get inside Simonovic. So Shengelia sidelined with that shoulder injury. Shved to the free throw line. He's a perfect 4 of 4 so far this campaign. So Alexei Shved remains perfect from the free throw line. He makes it a 1-score game. His team down by 3. So Kalinic offloads the basketball before receiving once again. Hollins defended by Ukov. Kuzmić sets the screen. Ukov reaching, hedging out on the help is Vukman, making life difficult. Shot clock buzzer beaten, but it will be a shot clock violation. Well, it would have been, but ball's gone out of bounds on the air ball in an attempt to beat the shot clock buzzer. So full court pressure being applied by Crvena Zvezda MTS Belgrade. It's Lundberg handling the basketball, Hollins defending, and look at Clyburn and Kalinic go head-to-head on the three-point line. Kalinic readies himself for the battle as Clyburn bugs, gets beneath the basket, lost his footing, couldn't get a shot away, ended up going beneath the basket. Ognjen Kuzmić, drive, kick. Austin Hollins, good look at the hoop. Johannes Vukman with the rebound. Outlet pass, finds Clyburn, one-on-one against Kalinic. More contact, slapped away by Ognjen Kuzmić. Outstanding transition defense by the visitors, and nothing easy being enjoyed by CSKA Moscow. Outstanding job being done on the defensive end by Crvena Zvezda MTS Belgrade, making life very difficult indeed. So Lundberg looking for a receiver. He finds Alexei Shved. Shved drives baseline, uses his quickness, blows the layup, and he cannot believe it. Did all of the hard work to shake off his defender, got to the goal in good time, but couldn't finish off the glass. When shots haven't been falling, that can often befall teams sometimes. As Kuzmić puts the ball on the floor, gets it back to Kalinic. Kalinic checks the shot clock, gets to the free throw line, inside to Kuzmić. What patience! Terrific half-court offense by Crvena Zvezda MTS Belgrade. Kalinic caught the ball on the perimeter with 5 seconds left. But look at this drive, and then the offload. Kuzmić with the time to fake to the baseline with the shoulder, turn back the other way with the pivot, and finish with another jump hook, this time with the right hand. His previous bucket came from the left paw, and Ognjen Kuzmić, 6 points in the game on perfect shooting from the field, puts his team up by 5. Timeout on the floor, CSKA Moscow 25, Crvena Zvezda MTS Belgrade 30. Well, let's go CSKA indeed is what the home fans are trying to by their team to do, but it's been a difficult job to get going because of the defense being employed by Crvena Zvezda MTS Belgrade. Really are challenging everything, pushing out way beyond the three-point line, and even in transition they're getting bodies back in a hurry, and the trailing defender is doing a good job either blocking the shot away as Ognjen Kuzmić did to deny Will Clyburn, and just making it a difficult shot attempt. And again, when the pressure is being cranked up like this, Alexei Shved sliced his way to the hole with a terrific dribble move and footwork, but then couldn't finish. So Lundberg being defended by Hollins once again. One-on-one full court. Lundberg uses the screen from Vukman. Vukman catches in three-point territory, brings Kuzmić out to there. What an offensive rebound. Outstanding job by Will Clyburn to rise up over Alex Uskokovic and secure an extra possession for his team. So Zvezda in the penalty. We're only just at the midpoint of quarter number 2, and perhaps this the route into the game. Not that it's a significant deficit. Now down to 4 after Will Clyburn made the first. Looking to make it a one-score game here. Cannot get the roll. But again, every subsequent foul from here on in the second quarter will be a trip to the stripe. CSKA Moscow, a solid team in terms of shooting from the free throw line, 5th in the Euroleague at 82%. Uskokovic with the handle, kicks to Hollins. Hollins being guarded by Lundberg, aggressively into the lane. Lundberg challenged the shot, ball up high because it was tipped to himself by Kuzmić, and he finds a cutting, streaking Ognjen Kuzmić, who moved to double figures in the game on perfect shooting from the field, from where he is 4 of 4. Ognjen Kuzmić outstanding with that pass out of the low post after securing the offensive rebound with the tip to himself. So Lundberg drives, gets to the goal. Austin Hollins trying to show the official that he remained in his cylinder of verticality, but he's called for the foul. So watch Kuzmić here. There's the tip. And then there's the offload to find a cutting Ognjen Kuzmić, who finished an uncontested layup at the window. So Iffy Lundberg connects on both free throws. His first points of the game, his team down by 4. So Kalinic defended by Clyburn, the marquee matchup we highlighted before the opening tip. The rim getting in the way of that attempted alley-oop feed. So Ognjen Kuzmić not able to complete. Now he's at the mercy of Lundberg, who finds a streaking Alexei Shved. What a reverse layup off the Euro step beneath the bucket. Far more difficult than the layup that he blew on the strong side. His first field goal of the game takes him to 4 points in the game. Good vision by Iffy Lundberg. Tough finish completed by Alexei Shved. So one-score game. CSKA Moscow back to within 2, 30-32 the score. Well, Ognjen Kuzmić, right-handed hook. Left-handed hook. And then we'll see a right-handed hook once again off this patient move in the low post. Well, that's the same left-handed hook for his second bucket. Here he's getting back in transition, taking the scoring opportunity away from Will Clyburn. And then here's the move. Right-handed hook off the pivot move beneath the bucket. Outstanding old-school big man play from Ognjen Kuzmić. 6 points in the game, 3 rebounds, And a delightful assist out of the low post as well, to find a cutting Ognjen Kuzmić. He's currently taking a seat on the bench, but he's had a significant impact on this game, leading all players with a performance index rating of 11 in 9 minutes on court. So Nate Walters offloads to Kuzmić, who rotates it to Mitrovic. Now it's in the hands of Kalinic. What's going on there? Lots of contact off the basketball as Ivan Ukov trying to stick to his man like glue and fight his way through screens. CSKA with plenty of fouls to give in the remaining 3.5 minutes of the first half. So Vukman defending Mitrovic. Threaded pass finds Kuzmić, who checks the shot clock. Working against Vukman, crosses him up into the lane, shakes him off. What an offload. Is that 3 seconds? Yes, it is indeed. On Luka Mitrovic, shooting 55% from the field, in 2-point territory to be precise, because he's not attempted a 3-pointer, but looking to position himself to get another high percentage look at the bucket, but he was too long in the lane. Turnover is the result. Zvezda committing one more than CSKA now. That's their 6th. So CSKA currently on a run of 4 points without reply. As the drive to the lane is an athletic one and fantastically finished by Iffy Lundberg for his first field goal of the game to tie things up at 32. A run of 6 unanswered points now posted by the home team. So Walters, underhand pass to Kalinic, who catches as a shooter and admires his follow through. His first points of the game, now 1 of 3 from downtown. That ends CSKA's run of half a dozen points without reply. Zvezda lead by 3. Vukman tries to respond and does so. That familiar high arcing 3-pointer dropping sweetly through the twine from Johannes Vukman. Now 16 of his last 17 games we've made at least 1 3-pointer. Coming up in a bun fight is Mitrovic and 1. Luka Mitrovic rescuing that ball from a crowd of CSKA players. And then cutting to the basket was Nikola Kalinic, who has made it 5 points in a row for his team. And he goes to the free throw line looking to add 1 more. So Johannes Vukman takes a seat on the bench. Nikola Kalinic unable to complete the 3-point play, but that's still 5 points in a row for Kalinic, connecting on that 3 and finishing in the lane. Lundberg fakes the 3. Walters doing a good job staying in front of his man. Ball on boy coming to set the screen. He now rolls to the bucket. He's now down in the lane. Ball in the hands of Sved. Sved working on Kuzmić at the top of the matchup zone. And he hits the mid-range jumper to tie things up at 37. Alexis Sved, 6 points in the game, 2 of 4 shooting from 2-point territory. His first score from the field was a nice reverse layup, the cutting baseline, and look at the body control from Nate Walters. 4 points in the game, perfect from 2-point territory from where he's 2 of 2. Zvezda lead by 2 after that score from their starting point guard. Timeout on the floor. CSKA Moscow 37, Crvena Zvezda MTS Belgrade 39.
баскетбольного клуба ЦСКА Москва.
Well, Alexei Shved averages 16.7 points for his career. Concedes above 19 against Crvena Zvezda MTS Belgrade. Yet to find a range from three-point territory. He's attempted just one shot, but again, he's finding a way to put the ball in the hole and points on the board. What has been a pretty low-scoring affair so far, although buckets have fallen more frequently over the past few minutes in this second quarter. So Shved rotates it. Lundberg driving, thought about a reverse layup with the scoop. Clyburn off the kick, and he connects. Will Clyburn, with his first field goal of the game, moves to 6 points in the game. His team lead by 1. Their first lead of this second quarter. First lead since they were up 11-10. Deep three-pointer is off the back iron. Ball loose. Who touched it last? Looks as though it's going to remain Crvena Zvezda MTS Belgrade basketball. Terrific touch pass from Nikita Kabanov to Will Clyburn, who ended up being wide open. Zvezda's D collapsed down to try and make life difficult for the home team. Three-pointer off the mark from Davidovac. So it's Walters in transition. Now it's a 2-on-1 opportunity for CSKA Moscow. Lundberg keeps it himself. The chase down block from Dobrich was effective, but on the follow with the finish was Alexei Shved. Second offensive rebound of the night takes him to 8 points in the game, and his team lead by 3. Walters, terrific hands from Nikita Kabanov. Ball still loose. Rescuing it is Walters. Rescues the broken play and then punishes CSKA Moscow by connecting on the three-pointer to tie things up at 42 points apiece. My goodness, this game is incredibly intense. Both teams now having to work incredibly hard. The halftime buzzer beaten with a composed play by Nate Walters to send us into the locker room knotted at 42 points apiece. We have parity here at the Mega Sport Arena. The two teams unable to be separated through 20 minutes of play. Well, fans of all ages in attendance here at the Mega Sport Arena tonight, and they're witnessing an incredibly intense affair indeed. Game's leading scorer Ognjen Dobrich, shaping up to start this second half on the bench. But what a spark plug he proved to be, checking into the game in the first quarter for his club. So it's Walters being hassled and harried by Lundberg to begin the second half. Lundberg keeping it himself. Offload, short corner J. Beautiful soft touch from the edge of the lane from Ognjen Dobrich. Facing the basket with a jump hook on this occasion. Terrific trip down the floor for the visitors to put them up by 2. Perfect shooting from the field from Ognjen Dobrich. Shved gets to the halo. Good look at the basket for Nikita Kabanov. He receives it on the inside once again. Vukman settles himself in three-point territory, short and off right. Terrific hustling from CSKA to secure that offensive rebound and get themselves a recycled offense. So Hollins down to Davidovac. gives it to Kuzmić, who finishes under extreme pressure from Joel Bolomboy. 10 points in the game on perfect shooting from the field. Ognjen Kuzmić, outstanding in and around the bucket. Bolomboy drives. Tough catch by Vukman, settles himself, gathers, rises high, back iron on the shot, tosses his head to the side in anguish because that was a good look at the bucket where he had plenty of time to line it up. 1 of 5 from downtown now. Kalinic rotates to Hollins. Hollins working against Lundberg, pulls up, Lundberg with a hand up to challenge the shot. Defensive rebound secured by Vukman. 2 minutes gone, CSKA Moscow looking for their first bucket of the second half. In the meantime, Zvezda put 4 points on the board. Both of them coming from Ognjen Kuzmić, who's positioning himself magnificently as Bolomboy into heavy traffic, gets the shot away, and he'll go to the free throw line. Well, there is cast of the walking wounded for CSKA Moscow. Myris Grigonis, Nikola Milutinov and Toko Shengelia. Joel Bolomboy. Both of his points came from the free throw line in round 3. He made perfect 2 of 2. 5 minutes on the court. Can't find the range on this one. CSKA Moscow were 10 of 11 from the stripe in the first half at a 91% success rate. Bolomboy makes his second attempt to make it a 1-score game. CSKA's first score of the second half. Davidovat, and following up once again is Ognjen Kuzmić. Another offensive rebound, and the stick back takes him to 12 points in the game, and he's 6 of 6 from the field. 5 points the advantage for the visiting team. Bolomboy sets the screen, double team applied by Crvena Zvezda MTS Belgrade. Vukman continuing to clang it off the rim. Austin Hollins with the rebound. He's got his head up looking for teammates, using his handle. Gets beneath the free throw line, but pulls it back out. CSKA picking up the defense beyond the three-point line. Shved guarding Walters. Working the dribble, gets into the lane with his quickness and finishes with the left hand. Outstanding point guard play from Nate Walters. 9 points in the game, 3 of 4 from 2-point territory. And Zvezda with their largest lead of the game. 7 points the advantage as they find Bolomboy on the inside, who moves to 7 points in the game to snap that run of 4 unanswered points without reply. Prior to that make, it was a run of 8-1 in this quarter in favor of the home team. That's CSKA Moscow's first field goal as Zvezda turn the basketball over. Then we've got a foul near the midcourt. So Bolomboy with the catch and finish. So Hackett rotates it to Kabanov, who fakes the 3, drives, hangs in the air, kicks it to the corner. 3-pointer is buried by Will Clyburn. Well, I thought it was a 3, but it's only been credited as a long-range 2, so he must have had a tiptoe on the line. But he is seeing the bucket well from long range. 1 possession affair now. CSKA Moscow down by 3. Kalinic into the low post to Kuzmić. Reach for it rather than moving his feet, and that perhaps the only foot that Ognjen Kuzmić has put wrong tonight. Clyburn playing point forward. Kalinic picks him up. Lundberg. Clyburn makes himself available beyond the three-point line, top of the key. Short corner J from Joel Bolomboy is off the mark. Fighting for it, Kabanov. Nate Walters secures it for Zvezda. So Walters creating room by using the step-back dribble. Hollins defended by Hackett. They go inside. Flip from the corner is made by Dejan Davidovac. .5 points the advantage once again. Beautiful offload and a fancy finish on the inside with a one-handed jam. Joel Bolomboy, 9 points in the game. Joint high scorer for his team along with Johannes Voetman. Makes it a one-score affair once again. His team down by 3. Hollins, 3-pointer is off the front rim. Ognjen Kuzmić with a sensational offensive board. Tried to keep it in bounds, but he was losing his balance as he tottered near the baseline. And then trying to find a teammate, commits the turnover. So he commits the turnover, lost possession. As we take a look at the scoreline through the quarters, Crvena Zvezda MTS Belgrade leading by 3. Well, Ognjen Kuzmić has been outstanding in this game, hitting hooks from both hands, in and around the bucket. Fantastic positioning, superb balance here at chase down block to deny Will Clyburn in transition. He snared offensive rebounds, a pair of them. And watch this pivot, fake, patience and finish there. And this is how he started the second half. Face-up hook, and then a finish under real pressure from Joel Bolomboy on the other side of the goal. And then an offensive rebound to take him to 12 points in the game. And he remains perfect from the field. Said it was 2 offensive rebounds, but I think he should have credit for 3. Because that final one that he snared, he ended up giving the basketball away as he tried to find a guard with the outlet from beneath the basket, into which Zvezda are shooting. So Lundberg drives into heavy traffic. Oh, that's a fantastic follow from Joel Bolomboy. He moves to 11 points in the game. That his first offensive rebound. He brings his team back to within 1. So Ivanovic, all alone, pulls the trigger from 3 and strings it. And we talked about Alexis Shved only needing 1 bucket to fall for the floodgates to open. Well, that is how Nikola Ivanovic is playing here tonight. 8 points in the game, 2 of 3 from downtown. He gives his team a 4-point advantage, 51-55 the score. Lundberg, defended by Mitrovic on the top of this matchup zone that Zvezda are employing. Terrific handle into a crowd, lost the basketball. How did he lose it? It's off his own hand. And again, a suffocating effort being produced by Crvena Zvezda MTS Belgrade. You see Lundberg saying, well, hold on a minute. Let's take a look. Well, there's lots of contact there. But no foul. So Ivanovic being subjected to half-court pressure as Lundberg picks him up. Big screen set by Kalinic. And now there's a mismatch on the perimeter. Kabanov commits the foul. That'll be his 2nd. So Mitrovic near the sideline. Bolon Boy defending, pushing him back out to the sideline logo. Mitrovic finds a receiver in the form of Kalinic. There's lots of motion on the strong side. Mitrovic denied above the rim by Will Clyburn. A sensational defensive play to force a 24-second shot clock violation. Watch Will Clyburn on the help here. Coming from the weak side with plenty of running room, plants both feet and slaps it away against the backboard to force the turnover and a 24-second shot clock violation. And didn't the crowd here at the Mega Sports Arena enjoy that one? That's the type of play that can shift momentum in a game that is as keenly contested as this, as Lundberg pulled the trigger from three off the side iron. Rebound secured by Simonovic. Ivanovic handling. Lundberg picks him up. Screen set by Mitrovic. Kalinic now comes to set a screen. That creates room. Kalinic gives it immediately back to Ivanovic. Ivanovic dumps it down low. Kalinic, huge height advantage over Lundberg. Slapped away by Joe Bolon Boy. Back-to-back blocks on the defensive end for CSKA Moscow. Now can they convert the bucket offensively to make this a one-score game? Simonovic defending Clyburn. Lundberg sets the screen. Clyburn beneath the free throw line. Bulldozes his way into traffic. Off the glass, off the rim. Rebound wrapped up by Crvena Zvezda MTS Belgrade. Bolon Boy calling for help as he hustled back down court. CSKA asking for a travel. They go inside to Mitrovic. One-on-one with Will Clyburn. Clyburn reaching, pokes it away. Who touched it last? CSKA Moscow's Will Clyburn. It will be Crvena Zvezda ball from the end line with 10 seconds remaining on this possession. Or Joe Bolon Boy with his third block of the night just a few moments ago. So Dobric receives the inbound pass. Ivanovic makes himself available. Hackett defending the basketball, splitting the gap. And drawing the foul is Nikola Ivanovic. Daring point guard play, putting his body on the line like that. Attacking the seam in an attempt to use the screen set by his teammates. So Ivanovic inbounds to Kalinic. Kabanov defending. Dobric. Joe Bolon Boy hedging out. Lots of contact. They get inside to Mitrovic. Power dribble off the mark with the jump hook. Rebound wrapped up by Joe Bolon Boy. His fifth board of the night, along with 11 points and 3 blocks. Hackett looking to back down Ivanovic. Ivanovic standing strong. They drive and kick to Clyburn. Fakes the three, pulls the trigger and connects. Will Clyburn with his second three-pointer of the night moves to 11 points in the game to make it a one-point game here at the Mega Sports Arena. Whistle on the play. Incredible intensity being exhibited by both sides here. Here's the drive and kick from Daniel Hackett. Clyburn with the pump fake. Kalinic didn't bite, but because his hand didn't come up to contest the shot, it gave Will Clyburn the necessary room to pull the trigger and find the range. So Ivanovic with Hackett defending, Mitrovic waiting to set a screen. Vukman hustling back down inside the halo. Swooping hook is stroked sweetly. Marko Simonovic with his first points of the game puts his team up by 3. The sky hook from Simonovic. As Clyburn asking for a foul, the referee in prime position, not interested. That's going to bounce off Hackett to remain Zvezda basketball. Well, Clyburn still saying, well, hold on a minute. The slap on my arm was audible. The bespectacled Toko Shengelia looking on from the bench. So closing seconds of this third quarter, we're going to take a look at the game clock to see how much time remains and ensure that everything is in sync. You can see that the clock has frozen as Crvena Zvezda went from coast to coast. Stuck on 42.1 seconds from one end of the court to the other, the game clock. Deep into quarter number 3. So you can see it has been adjusted. 36.1 seconds remain in this third quarter. 19 seconds on this possession. Only their mother can tell them apart. Enjoying the game here at the Mega Sports Arena. Down by 3, the home team. The home fans look to rally their side once again. So Ivanovic operating on the logo. Simonovic sets the screen. Now it's Clyburn. Used his length to challenge the shot off the back iron. Hackett with a terrific defensive rebound where he rose high and wrapped it up tight. Shot clock has been turned off. Closing stages of quarter number 3. So we've got a whistle on the play. Both teams with plenty of fouls to give. Low scoring third quarter so far. Zvezda type of basketball. They're edging the third quarter scoring. Remember, it was deadlocked, 42 points apiece at the half. And they're currently leading this third quarter 12-15. As Sved handling the basketball. Now he's heard the whistle. Is that going to be deemed a foul in the act of shooting? One suspects not. And here's confirmation. So the shoes being laced up tight by Luka Mitrovic for this final possession of quarter number 3. Well, CSKA are hoping it's a final possession. Zvezda looking to get the ball back and get themselves an easy score. Sved defended by Simonovic. Sved crossing up, fakes, pulls the trigger off a pump fake, and he connects from downtown to beat the end of quarter buzzer. Alexei Sved with a really high degree of difficulty on that three-point attempt. Hassled by Crvena Zvezda defenders in the form of Marko Simonovic, and look at the response that he brings from the veteran there. Shadowed him as tight as he could, forced him into a pump fake, and still Alexei Sved finding the range from downtown after missing his lone three-point attempt in round number 3. He strung that one sweetly to tie things up at 57 points apiece. All square going into quarter number 4 here at the Mega Sports Arena. So the fourth quarter underway, and we remain deadlocked, 57 points apiece. Each team scoring just 15 points each. CSKA arriving at that total on a dramatic three-pointer as Will Clyburn fires for 3 and connects back-to-back three-point buckets to give CSKA Moscow their first lead since the first quarter. With a led 11-10, they've gone up with the first score of quarter number 4 to lead by 3. We've got a foul. So to the free throw line, Stefan Lazarevic, first free throws this season. And these foul shots 3 and 4, 4 and 5 for Zvezda in this game. CSKA Moscow been to the free throw line 13 times as Stefan Lazarevic makes both to bring his team back to within 1. The visiting fans looking to make their presence felt here. We've got a foul down on the ground. Vootman does this so well. The quarterback pass. Whether when a bucket has been scored or when he secures a rebound, Šved aggressively cuts to receive the basketball. Being defended by Ognjen Kuzmić. He finds a cutting Johannes Vootman who kicks to the corner. Kabanov with a wide open 3 off the iron. Ball still loose, fighting through these Vootman. Ivanovic comes away with it. 3-on-2 opportunity for Zvezda. Hackett hustling back, commits the foul in the open court. So we're going to have a review of the foul type. So here's Hackett. Remember, it has to be deemed a play on the basketball. I think he's going for, well, it's not for me to say. If it's deemed to be something other than a legitimate attempt to play the ball and not the man, it will be classified as an unsportsmanlike. So this is the exact same output that the officials are reviewing over at the table of the video operator. And again, changes to the quad split. So the officials using all of the available angles just to get the best possible vantage points as to what type of foul this is. So it's a regular foul. So the initial call stands. So Ivanovic preparing to inbound from the sideline. Crvena Zvezda MTS Belgrade looking for their first field goal of this fourth quarter. The points have come from the free throw line. Mitrovic beneath the dots. Turns into Clyburn. Clyburn away with the basketball and the steal. Now we've got a foul over on the sideline committed by Stefan Lazarevic. Clyburn with his first steal of the night. After Luka Mitrovic turned into the CSKA defense. So Hackett being defended by Ivanovic. Voigtman hanging around to set screens. There he rolls off with an early release. Šved now, one-on-one against Ognjen Kuzmić, giving himself running room, working the dribble, calling for a screen from Vootman. Vootman catches as a shooter, fakes the 3. Simonovic goes flying by and he connects. Johannes Vootman moves to 12 points in the game, and his bad patch of shots clanging off the iron when he's had good looks at the basket comes to an end with that calmly connected 3-pointer. 2 of 7 from downtown now. And CSKA lead by 4, just as they did in the third quarter. As Hackett comes away with the basketball on a steal. CSKA in transition. Alexis Šved attacking the defense, goes glass and gets it to go. Alexis Šved moves to 13 points in the game. And all of a sudden, it is a 6-point lead for the home team. CSKA Moscow opening the final quarter with back-to-back three-point buckets. After concluding the third quarter with a dramatic three-pointer, Johannes Voetman encouraging himself after that make. Crvena Zvezda MTS Belgrade still in search of their first field goal. Stefan Lazarevic with their only points of the period, making his pair of free throws. Timeout on the floor. So Will Clyburn leading all scorers with 14 points. One of 4 double-digit scorers for CSKA Moscow. Ognjen Kuzmić with 12. He and Ognjen Kuzmić, the double-digit point scorers for the visiting team. So Nate Walters checking into the game. The fans continue to seek to make their presence felt here at the Mega Sport Arena. Strong start to the fourth quarter. CSKA Moscow outscoring Crvena Zvezda MTS Belgrade 8 points to 2 as Walters handling on this near side. Hackett in pursuit. Simonovic uses his dribble before offloading to Kalinic. Defensive intensity being upped by CSKA, and they force an air ball, and Johannes Voetman with the bullet pass. That's a risky pass to try and find a streaking Alexei Shved. But again, when you've got pinpoint passing ability like Voetman, why wouldn't you try and thread the needle? Difficult shot attempted by Ognjen Kuzmić to try and beat the shot clock buzzer. Simonovic takes a seat on the bench there, and Davidovets checking into the game. So Kabanov finds Hackett. CSKA Moscow looking to build on their largest lead of the game. The advantage is 6. Clyburn in the low post. He and Kalinic going shoulder to shoulder. Terrific work down in the block. Will Clyburn move to 16 points in the game. His team up by 8, extending their largest advantage of the fixture so far. Flat pass to Ognjen Kuzmić. Hackett closing out on Nate Walters. Nate Walters, terrific shooting from the wing. 2 of 3 from downtown. 12 points in the game. That's the first field goal for Crvena Zvezda MTS Belgrade in quarter number 4. The three-point attempt off the back iron, but it finds its way to Alexei Shved. Nikita Kabanov out to Daniel Hackett. Both teams battling physically on the offensive board. Clyburn fakes the 3, sees the team, attacks aggressively, and gets it to go off the window. With the shot clock buzzer about to sound, terrific basketball because Kalinic defended ferociously, but Clyburn still able to finish. 7 points the advantage once again for CSKA Moscow. Three-pointer off the mark, rebound wrapped up by Alexei Shved. What an outstanding job he has done on the boards, chipping in for his team with 4 rebounds. At his first one at the defensive end. Well, turnover won't please Coach Atudis or the CSKA Moscow coaching staff. CSKA Moscow edging this final quarter, 12 points to 5 so far. Holding Crvena Zvezda MTS Belgrade to just 1 field goal, and that a 3-pointer from Nate Walters, which took 3 minutes to arrive. Austin Hollins double teamed over on the wing, rapid ball movement, ends in the hands of Kalinic, and what a bucket, what a game we have here at the Mega Sport Arena. So much strategy, so much basketball IQ being demonstrated by these players. Everything being fought for. Playoff intensity here in round 4 of the Turkish Airlines Euroleague. Kabanov with the challenge, but Kalinic as cool as can possibly be to stroke that three-pointer and keep his team within touching distance. They've been down by as many as 8 at 67-59, but they have used back-to-back three-pointers for their field goals here in quarter number 4, so that they are trailing by only 4. Incredibly hard fought encounter, this one. Joe Bolomboy making his presence felt at both ends of the floor. That the first of his 3 rejections here tonight. Positioned himself effectively around the bucket. At his second block coming in the second quarter. And when he catches it in and around the hoop, has the ability to finish high above the rim. And how about that for an offensive rebound during what was a critical stretch for Zvezda? That's Will Clyburn coming across on the help because he's been part of the block party. CSKA Moscow with 4 rejections. This man has got 3 of them. So Ognjen Kuzmić back into the game. 12 points, one of 3 double-digit scorers. And another turnover committed by CSKA Moscow. Will Clyburn again in conversation with Robert Lotomoza, the crew chief of tonight's officials. So Rootman hedging out, Lundberg defending Walters. Austin Hollins fakes the 3, look down to the low post. Kuzmić comes out to be on the 3-point line to set the screen. Now he rolls to the bucket. Rootman recovered well, deep into the shot clock. Zvezda on the drive, terrific finish. Nate Walters has finished at the window with the left. This time he contorted his body and finished with the right while flailing and fading towards the baseline. He makes it a 1-possession affair. 5 points in the quarter in his 14-point total for Nate Walters. His team right back in this one. Foul committed by Nate Walters. So Clyburn inbounds quickly before receiving the ball back. Going to work in a low post against Kalinic. Feeling with his rears, turns around, gets a jump hook away off the back iron. Terrific rebound by Dejan Davidovats. Kalinic over the half, pushing aggressively all the way down to the lane, and the follow and finish from that man again. Ognjen Kuzmić remains perfect from the field. 14 points in the game, and that is 4th offensive rebound. And the steal and turnover from Nate Walters edges Crvena Zvezda ahead. They tied it up, and look at that, a run of 9 points without reply. Rootman fakes the 3, threads the needle down to Kabanov, who finishes to tie things up. So we are all square once again. Walters, 16 points in the game. What has been a terrific performance by him, working the dribble. Bullet pass is too hot for Kuzmić to handle. He rolled to the basket, was wide open after the double team was applied on the screen and roll. Just off the mark, the connection couldn't be completed. What a match. What a game here at the Mega Sports Arena. Here's the drive and finish from Kalinic. Now, we've mentioned how outstanding Rootman is, but look at that. Inbounding to Clyburn. Clyburn just giving it away carelessly. Nate Walters on the money to bag his 2nd steal of the game and finish to move to 16 points in the game. Clyburn, we mentioned his experience before the opening tip in that marquee matchup against this man, Nikola Kalinic. Well, he's got to keep his head in the game here because that's a careless turnover committed by Will Clyburn. In crunch time, 14 points apiece. Which is why we are all square. Deadlocked at the half, deadlocked at the end of 3, and here we are knotted once again. Down to Will Clyburn, who fires for 3, short and off right, cut back door. Kabanov instead released the pressure by giving it to Lundberg. Lundberg resetting the half-court offense. Lundberg driving the lane, gets to the goal and gets it to go high off the window. CSKA Moscow lead by 2. Ify Lundberg moves to 6 points in the game. Hollins down to the free throw line. Dejan Davidovac fakes the 3. Clyburn defending. Nikola Kalinic takes on responsibility. He and Clyburn going head to head once again. Clyburn moving his feet terrifically. Nate Walters looks at the 3. Austin Hollins. Oh, rejected by Alexei Shved. What a defensive play. Ball loose. Up for grabs. Kabanov comes down with it and saves it to Johannes Vukman. That is a sensational play from Alexei Shved. What a game he is having. Quietly impactful as he pulls the trigger from downtown and connects. Alexei Shved coming up big in crunch time for CSKA Moscow. And we said in a period of this early season where he's been experiencing difficulties from downtown, his streak of made 3-pointers came to an end. All it takes is one shot to fall. As we take another look at the block, and there, his second 3-pointer of the night. His first one was one which came on a high degree of difficulty to beat the end of quarter buzzer to conclude the 3rd quarter. And despite Austin Hollins closing out on him, Alexei Shved connecting on his second 3-pointer of the game to move to 16 points in the game and put his team up by 5. But the plays at the defensive end produced by Alexei Shved, where he's got a steal and that critical block. 5 assists as well, and finding a way to put the ball in the hole to the tune of 16 points. Well, the 7 days magic moment comes at the defensive end, which is wholly appropriate on what has been a keenly contested defensive tussle. Will Clyburn coming from the weak side to slap this shot of Luka Mitrovic against the backboard and force a 24-second shot clock violation. Will Clyburn leading all scorers with 18 points in the game, but the 7 days magic moment comes from his prowess on the defensive end. So just over 2 minutes to play here at the Mega Sports Arena. CSKA Moscow edging the final quarter by 5, 19-14. They're going on a run of 6 points without reply. As Hollins fakes the 3, gets by Shved, rubbed out on the inside by Johannes Vukman as the CSKA Moscow block party continues, and they suffocate Crvena Zvezda on the inside once again. Terrific work at the defensive end by the home team. Johannes Vukman getting involved with that rejection as Lundberg working against Ivanovic. High post J is nothing but net. Big bucket nailed by Ify Lundberg. Subdued scenes over on the bench of the visiting team. Crvena Zvezda MTS Belgrade down by 7. Terrific tip block by Johannes Vukman. And then CSKA securing possession. Well, it's been that type of lung-busting encounter. No team has led by double digits. CSKA were up by 8, 67-59, after putting a 10-2 run on Zvezda to begin the fourth quarter. And Zvezda went on a terrific run of their own as Kalinic drives, kicks. Ivanovic gives it back to Kalinic. Kalinic squares up, cradles the basketball, and well, it looked as though it was in, but the ball is loose, and Clyburn ensures that it is CSKA Moscow possession by snaring his fourth rebound of the game. Lundberg, who has just hit that big mid-range J from the high post. Kabanov drives baseline, draws the foul on Dejan Davidovac. It is that type of game that gets you up out of your seat. Nikola Milutinov and Toko Shengali are watching on intently. And again, they would give anything to be donning the CSKA red jersey and out there competing. The same can be said of Aaron White and Mike Zerbis and Branko Lazic, the injured players for the visiting team. So inside the final minute, Lundberg escaping the double team. Vukman handling, needs a receiver. Kabanov down to Clyburn. Clyburn fakes Kalinic, drives baseline, goes up strong, gets the reverse away, but can't get it to go. Terrific basketball here in the Russian capital. Everything contested, every success having to be earned by being fought for in ferocious fashion. Shved inbounds to Johannes Vukman. So Lundberg elects to pull it out to the half-court logo. Ivanovic pursuing him. Lundberg showing his handle. Down the lane, has it stripped by Ivanovic, but gets the basketball back. Beating the shot clock is Nikita Kabanov. Fighting for the offensive rebound is Shved. We've got a whistle on the play. Well, I was just pointing out how keenly contested this one is after Lundberg gets stripped by terrific hands from Ivanovic. Look at how he hustled to get it back. Now what's the call here? Seven points the advantage. CSKA have led by 8 early in quarter number 4. Zvezda led by 7, 43-50 after a strong start. And an 8-1 run to begin quarter number 3. So who got the tip here? There's the hand of Ognjen Kuzmić. Did Shved get a piece of it? Looks as though he did. And again, as the video operator jogs through the available angles, this is what the officials are closely scrutinizing over on the sidelines. Just ensuring that they give themselves every opportunity to make the correct call. So did Kuzmić, was his the final set of fingers on it? Shved clearly makes contact. Did Kuzmić get a piece afterwards? So 7 points the advantage. It's a 3-score game here at the Mega Sport Arena. Closing seconds of this matchup. So Dejan Davidovac inbounds to Ognjen Kuzmić. CSKA Moscow with plenty of fouls to give. They almost break the press. Dejan Davidovac did a terrific job retrieving the basketball. Shved thought it was still loose, and in trying to run it down, he commits the foul, but CSKA with plenty of fouls to give. So now the shot clock will be turned off. 17 seconds remain in the game. Excuse me, there's a 1 second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. Ivanovic inbounds to Kalinic, who drives, kicks it back out to the half-court logo. Ivanovic picks it up. They've got to pull the trigger quick and hope for a miracle here. So this will make things look better on the scoreboard as Nikola Ivanovic moves to double figures in the game. 10 points on the night for him. And a careless turnover by Will Clyburn to conclude the proceedings on the box score. This is going to be a one-score game because that three-pointer has fallen. At least I thought it did, and nice to see. The scenes here at the conclusion of this fixture. Just going to check whether this basket is valid. But what will go in the book is a CSKA Moscow home court victory, but my goodness, wasn't it hard fought. Now my instinct is that the shot was good. The basketball turned over. And then the three-pointer buried. Here's the turnover. Here's Kalinic. Did he beat the end of game buzzer? Slight pan up would reveal whether that ball is that backboard is illuminated with the red strip lighting, while the ball is in the hand of Kalinic. .3 while it's in the hands of Kalinic. That's gone, isn't it? Basket will be good. Wow. What a game we have just witnessed here at the Mega Sports Arena. CSKA Moscow showing all of their battling qualities to prevail in a